Also, I mean, don't mind this weird alien transformer, but anyway, a xenomorph transformer, I'll take this.
For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was recently an event in Shanghai where YOLOPARK revealed an unbelievable amount of figures. We are talking like over a dozen. It is insane from varying continuities of Transformers. So let's just start off with the Bayverse. Here is the Knight Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction / The Last Knight. I believe this was shown off previously, but it's just cool to show it here. This is a design I'm so happy is finally getting some love, because I don't care what anybody says, I love this Optimus design. I think it is just so awesome. And the fact that it doesn't look like it can transform into a truck, that's kind of what I like about it. Of course, we will be getting the Studio Series Alita class next year from Hasbro, and knowing current Hasbro, it's gonna be Voyager sized. But yeah, this one looks really cool, but let's get on to some new ones. Here is a really cool one. This is Drift. Now, apart from, I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 of these that are painted. The rest of them are just the grey prototypes such as Drift over here. And you can see that it just looks fantastic. From the swords to the head sculpt to the chest to the legs, it is just absolutely incredible. And I'm so happy that we are going to be getting, the Age of Extinction Last Knight designs. Because damn, some of them were so cool. Here is the boy himself. This is the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. And I mean, you can just see that this dude is amazing. He's probably one of my favorite looking YOLOPARK molds so far. This is just absolutely badass. Unfortunately, this is the only image right now, but as you can see, it is the Dark of the Moon, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. Now, I assume that the Optimus Prime will have the removable chest piece, which is basically a standard with any modern Optimus Prime from the Bayverse trilogy. Transforming or not, you have to have that interchangeable piece, because otherwise it'll just annoy people. But more importantly, Megatron on the right. That looks absolutely phenomenal. Now I think we can look at some of the G1s, because I mean, I don't really care about G1. This is a Bumblebee, which, I mean, let's be honest, this will get turned into a cliff jumper eventually. And I mean, 86 Bumblebee, how difficult really can this be to make? Then we have Ratchet and Ironhide. Of course, you can see they did just make them both together because they are incredibly similar molds. The only differences I can see are the crotch areas and the head. Don't pay attention to which one I mentioned first. It means nothing. And I mean, you can see at the bottom that they will come with a gun, at least, which is cool, I guess. These things, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have absolutely no idea what these even are. I mean, I assume it's supposed to be Orion Pax and Bumblebee, but they look like really kiddie, so I don't actually know what these things are, to be honest with you. There's also this Megatron, and holy shit, this looks so cool, and I assume that this is going to be part of the AMK Pro line, much like the Rise of the Beast Ape Link, because that figure, I'm pretty sure it came with a base. This dude, I am like 99% sure, will be coming with this throne. I mean, as for Megatron himself, he looks glorious, of course, but really, the throne is what we want. I can't lie, I kind of wish that they would sell the thrones separately, because especially for Decepticons, people want thrones, but they don't want another figure along with it. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Just something they can think about. Now let's take a look at some Bumblebee movie figures. This is, I assume, meant to be Blitzwing. Either Blitzwing or Starscream, but I highly doubt that they would make Starscream before Blitzwing, considering Blitzwing actually, you know, did something. The detail on this thing is just absolutely insane. It looks, obviously it's missing the paint, so we can't like truly appreciate it, but the mold itself, my god, the detail is immaculate. It's so good. This is the thing. I quite like animated Transformers, but nothing can compare to the detail of the live action ones. It just makes it feel more realistic, even for things like this that don't turn into real vehicles. They look so real. It's brilliant. It truly is. And then we have the boy, the MVP of Transformers 1, in my opinion. We got Soundwave, of course, again from the Bumblebee movie. And I mean, come on, again, you can't go wrong with this design. It's so iconic, and really, it's just awesome. And honestly, it's unrelated, but between this and the Transformers 1 design, I'm gonna have to say that Bumblebee movie Soundwave superior. That was a horrible impression. Then, of course, given the character this is, of course, they would never be cheap and go for a grey prototype. No, make it silver, make it look more posh. We have B127 from the Cybertron sequence, and I mean, it looks just like he did in the movie. I mean, it was one scene, well, technically two if we include the scene when he came to Earth, but it looks really good. It really does. And again, the detail is absolutely insane. I love that he will come with the battle mask because if I'm going to be honest with you, I think that Bumblebee's battle mask from Bumblebee is the best looking one from the live action movies. The original trilogy one's cool, the Age of Extinction and Last Night ones were also cool, but this one just looks so good. Mainly because it's really simple and kind of looks like a Bumblebee. Although so does the Age of Extinction one. Next up, we have One-Eyed Jack himself. We have Shockwave. And I cannot wait to see this dude when he is painted, because purple is my favorite color, and Shockwave is gonna look so cool. Again, I really, even though they're not gonna be in scale with the Studio Series figures, for these characters from the Cybertron sequence of Bumblebee, I honestly would recommend that you get these because really, not many people are gonna be transforming those things. Unless it's just something to fiddle with, it's something to do with your hands, it's fine. And I mean, that's what I do with Transformers. Like, that's literally just give me something to do to transform them. But, for a display, really, I think that the YOLOPARK ones are looking like they're going to be the better ones. And I highly doubt that even when they're painted, they're going to be worse than Hasbro's. No slander on Hasbro, of course. Their Bumblebee movie figures were mostly exceptional, but these things, because of course they don't have to transform, their robot modes are essentially flawless. Moving on to some Rise of the Beasts things. Here we have Mirage. I do believe he was shown off already. I think it was at TFCon, I think. I'm pretty sure. But basically, I mean, we've seen this guy before. But again, much like the Night Prime, I'm just showing it because it kind of completes everything. And it looks really cool. Although I will be honest, from this image, the way that the lighting is, it looks like really shittily painted. It looks like someone went just with a really, like a brush with loads of paint on it and just went over the model. Obviously, it's not going to look like this in person or in better images. But yeah, from the actual images and videos I've seen of this guy, he looks perfect, honestly. It's just this image isn't really the best. And then we also have RC, who, I mean, come on, this looks so good. She should be pretty cheap. I hope she's cheap because this is going to be a really small model. I mean, for the Autobots, they have made Optimus, they made Bumblebee, they made Mirage, they've made RC. They just need Wheeljack, and I mean, I highly doubt that they'd make Stratosphere. Like, then they're never gonna make Stratosphere. But yeah, the rest of the characters like Nightbird, Battletrap, they're a ways down the road. Hopefully, if they really want to, they can make a Unicron. I'm just saying that would be totally awesome, just as a display piece. That would be so cool. Holy crap! Imagine a replica of the Rise of the Beast Unicron. Oh, that would be so cool. I will now show off the TF1 stuff, and then at the end, I will show something which is not connected to any of the movie continuities, but is just really awesome. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't know who this is supposed to be. Like, I assume this is TF1, but I don't know who this guy is meant. I don't know who it's meant to be. So if you could let me know in the comments, please. Oh yeah, also before I continue, I'm just gonna say that from here onwards there will be spoilers for like background characters that appear in TF1. So if you don't want like little cameos and things spoiled, then just click off. But yeah. Or if you want to see what's at the end, just go to this timestamp. I hope I'll just put it on screen. Then we have Wheeljack from TF1, and of course, I mean, he was in like what one scene, but I mean, it's so iconic. You know, you can't look at Wheeljack and not know who this is. It's such an iconic look, and you know, I think they did a really good job here. Now this I really don't understand what this is actually meant to be. I assume it. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Actually, no, I'm not. It still doesn't make sense. I think it's meant to be D16 after he gets the T-Cog, but why is his head like that? That is Megatron's head. That's not D16's head. That's the head that he has after he takes Megatronus Prime's T-Cog. So this figure doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it's fine. Probably one of the most awesome looking ones is Sentinel Prime, of course, that absolute bastard himself. You know, I'd be lying if I said his design wasn't cool. And honestly, the battle mask goes insanely hard. Love that he has his double-sided sword, and of course, I mean, inspired from Dark of the Moon, but still, this is just such a detailed figure. I love his wings, the face sculpt, the detail. Man, you can just see how much effort went into this guy. And it was so worth it. This looks brilliant, truly. Then we have Badassatron. We have B127, who I assume will have a removable battle mask or an interchangeable head. But you can see that, much like the others, he's pretty small. And he does have his sword hands, which is obviously, I mean, it made for a pretty funny bit at the end of the movie. But yeah, this thing, I think, as far as the base model goes, I think it looks perfect. It looks just like him. Then we have Starscream himself, and man, this looks great. It looks honestly like you literally just, you know, turned down the saturation and pulled the model straight out of the movie. That's what this looks like. It looks so good. And I mean, I'm really excited for this because, of course, Starscream, while he only really had one standout scene, here he made it count. I mean, not to get too distracted from the figures themselves, Steve Buscemi, I think, did a decent job at a normal voice for Starscream. But when D16 messed up his voice box, man, I was so happy. Now, here we have Megatron. This is not D16. This is indeed Megatron. You can see that from, first of all, the increase in size. I mean, there's no sense of scale here, but just from the way the picture is taken, you can see this is a big boy. Interestingly, he has a cannon on his left arm. I don't remember if that was in the movie. I don't think so. I think he only had one cannon. But yeah, you can see the triple barrel cannon on his right arm, of course. Iconic. And yeah, I mean, as far as the Megatron from Transformers 1 goes, I'd say that this is turning out to be really good. But again, much like Bumblebee, of course, with such a standout and famous character, they're not just gonna have a grey prototype, they're gonna make it silver. This is Optimus Prime from Transformers 1. Not Orion Pax, Optimus Prime. And there's something that all of these TF1 Optimus Primes are doing, which they just can't get right, is the really big chest. Like Optimus in TF1 has a really wide chest. And for some odd reason, the figures just aren't doing it properly. The Studio Series one, don't even get me started on that. That's not Optimus Prime. That is Orion Pax after he gets the T-Cog. Alright. And the Takara, like quote unquote leader class, is like that chest is the same size as the Studio Series Deluxe. Like, come on, guys! But yeah, this looks amazing, of course. And you can see at the bottom there, it will come with an interchangeable piece for his chest. Because, of course, when he's in truck mode, you're not going to want the matrix like just being front and center. So it will be a non-clear version, which I think is really good. It does give you the option. The last one for Transformers 1 is a really obscure one, and that is Alita 1. Now, I do not understand why she is the only one who has paint. I don't understand, but I'm just gonna say that shade of pink is gorgeous. I don't know how they did it, but that is absolutely stunning. That is so accurate to the color that she was in the movie. It's actually crazy. And this just goes to show how much paint can change the model. Because, I mean, we've seen all of the gray prototypes, but look how much RC stands out. Oh, for God's sake, Alita 1 stands out. It really does make a world of difference. And I mean, here she is from the side. You can see that she is going to come with one of the Viacon's guns, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's basically like the only weapon she wielded in the movie. So, fair enough, honestly. But I believe that does do it for Transformers movies. But there's one more thing that they revealed, which is, again, obscure because it's not related to any of the movies, but it is still awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the YOLOPARK Decepticon Tarn. And this looks absolutely awesome. I mean, what more can I say? Granted, my perception of Tarn has been kind of uh well, I wouldn't say tarnished, but kind of diminished because I did have the leader class sized knockoff of the Legacy Tarn, and that was like my favorite Transformer. And then his arm broke. It wasn't even because I broke it. It was literally because the joints, and I said it in my review. I did review it. If you would like to go watch that, then please. But yeah, I when I reviewed it, I did say that the joints were like unbelievably tight. And then one day I literally just moved his arm up. Like, I didn't force it or anything. I just moved his arm up. And then I just heard the squeak and then the arm just fell. So, yeah. Obviously that honestly that incident traumatized me because since then and now the only Transformers figure I've gotten is my Studio Series Bumblebee, the Rise of the Beast one. That's literally the only figure I've gotten. So, anyway, that story aside, taking a look at Tarn, he looks fantastic. I think that the detail for the legs, the arms, the treads, the cannons, the chest, I think is absolutely gorgeous. My only tiny like nitpick is that this is just a personal preference thing. It could be fine for you, but just in my opinion, I feel like the Decepticon logo on the head could be a bit bigger. Like it could take up more of his face. It looks like really small and skinny. But again, that could just be me. It could just be the photo. But I'm really excited to see more images of this dude. Cause damn, does this Tarn look great. I really hope he's not like an AMK Pro series or whatever. I mean, I don't have any YOLO Park figures because I personally see no point in getting a Transformer that doesn't transform. But then again, I do have the buzzworthy release of the Studio Series 84 Jetwing Optimus Prime, which I can't transform. So, yeah, I mean, who am I to talk? Although saying that I would get the YOLOPARK Scourge, 100% that thing looks so good. So yeah, that does about wrap it up for all of the YOLOPARK releases. This is probably the longest video I've ever done on Transformers news, like in terms of figures. But please let me know in the comments down below which one of these was your favorite. If I was to pick one, it would probably be the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. It might be. I don't know. It's either that or the Night Optimus Prime. But yeah, please let me know your thoughts on all of these things down in the comments section below. Which continuity, like movies, do you think had the best ones? And yeah, anything and everything, please let me know in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.